Yes, sir.
Welcome.
We are back. Episode 19
back,
of the Free Gems Podcast. Yes, episode 19. Jesus here with you, formerly known as Tattoos by S.
Yes, sir.
I got single to my right, formerly known as Mummar Kendrick, New Jersey. What is it? Jack, one more time. Just throw it out. You got two Instagrams.
Mummar, New Jersey.
Mummar, New Jersey, and Mummar Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? Go follow both of those and all that. And all right, so today, man, it's an exciting day. You know what I'm saying? Because every day is an exciting day. You gotta be
every
grateful.
Every day you wake up. Every day you wake up.
But as you can see, we got this big ass box right here. I know what you're wondering. What's in the box?
What's in the mystery box?
Well, we about to go find out. But what we first got to address is, why does Marv keep scalpels at the studio?
All day,
Shout out to
day.
Bravery Studios. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to producer Marv. He apparently just keeps scalpels on deck. So we going to cut through this box and see exactly what's in there. You know what I'm saying?
Drum roll, please. What we got for you guys today?
This shit is surgical, gang. Huh?
You used to using needles, though.
Nah, this ain't no needle, boy. This is a motherfucking. It's a knife. It's a knife.
It's a knife.
Hold on, let's see what's in here, man. Because listen, I want to give a special shout out to AV. You know what I'm saying? She showed out. She showed love. You know what I'm saying? Big friend of the podcast. You know what I'm saying? She actually had told me she had bought these like a couple weeks ago, and I wasn't able to go pick them up because she was a little far. You know what I'm saying? But she blessed us, showed love, and sure enough, we got the Free Gems Podcast drinking mug.
Oh yeah.
Stop playing with us. Listen,
yeah.
We upping it, baby. We getting more and more professional as it goes, baby. Listen.
Yeah.
Now we keep mugs. You know what I'm saying? Now we pouring the water.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hydrate your life, pussy.
Gotta pull up. Pull up one time.
Pull up one time, you know what I'm saying?
These is dope. I like these.
Feel me? These is beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Shout
it.
out.
Shout out to AV, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out. Free Gems mugs.
Free Gems mugs. We might have should have cleaned them before we started drinking out of them, but that's all right, you know?
They
we
work.
catch salmonella or something.
Listen, it's okay.
We'll figure
Builds
it out.
character, feel me?
All right, but listen. Also, I gotta address something. My bitch ass barber is on vacation, so if you see me here and I'm looking a little bit, you know what I'm saying, a little barbaric, a little dusty, you know what I'm saying, it's 'cause my barber want to be a bitch ass nigga go on vacation. Yeah, damn Chris Cuts.
How you going on vacation when
Damn
people
it,
need
Chris
their
Cuts.
haircuts?
Why would you do that? I try to tell this nigga all the time. Like, he's literally like the 6th most important person in my life. Literally.
bro.
It's like my 3 family members, my son, and nah, he might be 5th. Not gonna lie, because without a haircut, I can't do shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, that's like my hair lady saying she on vacation. Like,
yeah, like
vacation.
Fuck you mean you
what
on
are you
vacation?
talking about vacation? I need my hair done.
Right.
You got
It's
a
like,
life? You don't got no life.
I want to say, listen. Shout out to all the niggas that selling weed that know how to fucking sell weed, and then I want to give a big shout out to bitch ass niggas that keep their phone on do not disturb when a nigga is trying to buy some motherfucking weed. Ain't nothing worse than when a nigga be a drug dealer got his phone on D&D.
I'm like, yo, bro.
How the fuck does this operate? You got one job.
You a businessman.
You have one job, bro. Answer the motherfucking phone. Nah, for real, that shit is that's one of the most agitating feelings in the world. You know what I'm saying? But luckily, weed is legal in New Jersey, and nowadays you can just go to a dispensary if you want to just walk down the block, go to some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Support your small business.
Yeah,
support your local
you know what I'm
drug
saying?
dealer.
Support your local drug dealer. Like, we said that multiple times, and I'm not sure if Kamal trying to get under this RICO or something, but we did. You know what I'm saying? Support your local drug dealer. We still sipping out these Free Gems mugs though, man. We super excited. And if you just
this is a great mug right here.
Yeah, if you just
it works perfectly too. For me.
Yeah, we might have to keep these here somewhere because I knowing me, I'll fuck around and lose this shit at my crib, or my son will fuck around and knock these shits down, do something wicked. This nigga's a menace, bro.
Nah, he really is though.
Fucking man, yeah, he was just at the pool at your crib. Listen, this nigga Kamal got a heated pool at the crib. Let's talk about it. Yo, these niggas is in the pool swimming on Thanksgiving. They're not playing. Listen, I understood what money was once I see niggas get new grass in the backyard. Niggas got steam coming out the pool. Mind you, it's summertime. How the fuck is steam coming out the pool in the summer?
Because why not?
Cause why not?
You feel me? After I come back from the gym, perfect cool down.
I feel that shit. At least you in the gym, my nigga. Cause listen, bro, I've been telling myself I need to go to the gym, and then I was just talking to your parents, and they talking about they walk 4 or 5 miles. Like it's nothing. I'm like, I gotta get my shit together, bro.
It's okay.
There's no way they outdoing me like this.
One step at a time. You don't even gotta start off crazy, you know. Yeah, start off slow.
I mean, shit. While we talking about working out, that's gearing towards health, and I know that you've been dying to talk about the whole Roe V Wade situation. I'm not even sure if I'm saying it right. Roe v. Wade.
Yeah, Roe v. Wade. Roe v. Wade.
Wade?
Yeah, Wade.
Who is Roe v. Wade? Yeah, break us through that too. Why the fuck is it called that? Because I was just about to ask you that, but I wanted you to answer on the show.
Well, how the Supreme Court makes decisions, they operate based off past court cases. So they'll reference past court cases if an example comes up to where. So like, if you argue a case. Yeah. And it can go all the way up to the Supreme Court. And once the Supreme Court delegates and makes a ruling on it, that's like the standard for future references for something that pertains to that case.
That makes sense, though.
So this is, because versus Roe v. Wade, there's Board v. Brown.
Right.
So there's different Supreme Court cases.
Yeah, the reference to that's what we...
Yeah, we're doing this because of this ruling that the Supreme Court made this day.
Yeah.
So it's called Roe v. Wade, and let's talk about it. Like what do you think about it in general?
I was just speaking to one of my clients, and I was just like, only thing I know about Roe v. Wade and the whole situation that's going on is pretty much they're trying to ban abortions in certain states, or in all the states. But I know certain states are just like, yeah, fuck that, we're not doing it.
Come on now. You know which states those are.
We know which states those are. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jersey, California, and all the real niggas.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
real too.
That was not going for none of that.
They're not going
for none of that shit. But I'm not gonna lie though. So this is what I be thinking. Like when people make such a big deal about it not being like abortion being abolished in their state, I'm like, why don't they just go to the next state? Like
that's not the point.
It's not the point. 100% not the point.
Also, and you know, this is the early stages of it. You know, they're gonna try to make sanctions on that, and can't travel state to state, and they're gonna, they probably gonna try to do all that. You feel me?
It's gonna be like you have to pertain to the law of your residency.
Like what your ID shows and all that. But it's just crazy in general that that these religious extremists are trying.
What it is?
Oh, it's absolutely.
I feel like it's deeper than just religion.
No. It's
just religion.
It's based off of their Christian values.
I mean, I understand that, but like I think it's blasphemous. I think it's literally just ridiculous to tell somebody, especially tell a woman like, no, you have to keep this child. Yeah. Especially when you start bringing through the scenarios of what's the possible, like how you might have gotten pregnant by like rape and stuff like that, or unwanted.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying?
there's so many different ways. You got to think about different scenarios in which women, might want abortion. You got the rape and incest, right? You got the finances. You got the man she got pregnant by
ain't shit.
She wants you feel me?
Yeah.
Let's say she's a young professional and she wants to move up in a male dominated society.
Yeah, like Beyonce with the fucking she had to get a surrogate because she was like, I'm not doing this shit.
I'm not doing it. Or what if you're in corporate America and you're looking to get that first big promotion?
Right, and now you're not ready to take a 9-month leave.
No. They find out you're pregnant. You're not getting that promotion.
Why?
Because
they know you.
Think about it. Yeah, think about it like a corporation. You have two different candidates neck and neck. One of them gets pregnant, one of them doesn't.
Yeah.
Who are you gonna go with?
Yeah.
So now your bag's messed up, right? Regardless. And I'm throwing out all these different scenarios, but at the end of the day, the only scenario, the thing that trumps everything we just said is she don't want the kid. That's all. That's the only thing that
like
she don't want the kid.
The key word there is she. Like,
exactly. If she does not want the kid,
I feel like the woman 100%
has
the right to control that, and the fact that men are trying to have an opinion on it, honestly, it doesn't make sense to me. There's no logic behind that.
It's about control. I'm telling you, it's about the religion.
But it's funny though because they always talk about separating religion from state.
Separation of church and state. But they're trying to bridge that gap.
Right. It says, "In God I trust" on my dollar bill. It's like this is a federal note. They own this technically.
They're trying to bridge that gap between separation of church and state. We came here. They came here on the founding principles of religious freedom, but now they're trying to enact laws based off religion. But think about it. They always pick and choose, right? They always pick and choose. It's like, are they gonna make incest illegal? No. Are they gonna make
incest is not illegal?
It's not.
What you mean incest isn't illegal?
It's not.
I'm confused. Are you saying it is or it isn't?
No, I thought it wasn't illegal.
I don't know, but either way, don't fuck your cousin, don't fuck your sister, don't fuck your brother.
Are they gonna make?
Don't have no incest, man.
Are they going to make adultery illegal? No. Are they gonna make other stuff that says in the Bible illegal?
It damn near is though. Isn't adultery, which means cheating for people who don't know? Isn't adultery isn't that enough of a grounds to get divorced? Like,
it's not illegal.
Nah,
it's not illegal. But
if you're gonna take half of my shit, I feel like it's illegal. But I'm taking this penalty.
Guess what? If you're gay, no, we can't do that. Gay marriage? No. I'm talking about as far as religion is concerned.
Yeah.
Gay marriage? We don't do that. Gay people existing? You can't do that. You're a sinner.
You know what? I was just
they always pick and choose which part of their religion that they want on this day to be enacted into law, that they want to abide by. It just doesn't make sense.
It's a power rule because I just heard that they're attacking same-sex marriages, and apparently they're talking about trying to outlaw interracial marriage.
Bro.
And once I heard that, I'm like, all right, these niggas losing me. Like, these niggas lost it. They just trying shit. It's a power move. They fronting. At this point, they just flexing their stuff.
It is. It really is a power move. It's bro. It's really crazy. And think about it. You know, if Muslims were trying to enact the law that people couldn't eat bacon or any pork, people would be outraged. You know, if Jews said the only food you can serve is kosher food, everyone would be outraged. You know, based off their religion. But now you're telling me based off your religion that I have to abide by it. If that's how you feel, then guess what? By all means, live however your truth is.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't enact laws based that supports everybody. That are actually signed into declaration based off your religion. That's how I feel about it personally.
No, yeah, 100%. I agree to it. I really want to sit down with somebody who doesn't agree. That's what I want. I want to pick their brain.
Right,
I really want to see, like, because the main things I heard, the religious aspect, and people say that they believe life begins at inception, which pretty much means the second that test comes up positive, life begins. And like, all right, I can get that. Because if you're looking at abortion as baby murder, it's okay. That sounds fucking horrible. So you have a stance there. But it's like, once again, as we go through them scenarios, and it's like, bro, there's so many situations where like.
So many different situations. I just read something where this woman in Dallas, Texas, she got pulled over in the carpool lane, but she was by herself. But she claimed that she was pregnant, and based off Texas law, that she'd be allowed to carry. So now where the line?
Niggas is dragging it.
But where's the line
but
get
she's
drawn?
Right, though. No,
where's the line now?
You're right.
Should I be able to take out life insurance on a fetus? Where does the line draw? Should I be able to write a fetus off on my taxes? You know, if a pregnant woman gets jailed, is that false imprisonment by a fetus?
Jesus.
Like, think about it. Think about it. Where's the line drawn? Where are we drawing the line here?
I didn't even think about that at all.
If can you deport an immigrant who's pregnant based off of the birthright citizenship? Can you deport somebody who's pregnant? Because that's a fetus, right?
Yeah,
and they're alive, right?
Alive here.
So let me know where does the line get drawn? Where does the line get drawn? Damn. You know, we want to play this out. You can play it out a lot of different ways.
Yeah, that's tough. I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, there's so many different.
There's so many things that come down after that that you have to try to understand after that. It's like
it's so and a lot of women. You got to realize we are a developed nation, but we have the highest rate of birth deaths. I forgot the terminology for it, where women die having birth.
Oh yeah,
percentage-wise.
Right. That's crazy. I was just talking about that too the other day.
And minority women, it's even higher.
Right.
Why is that? I don't know. Is there any science or is there any knowledge behind it? I don't know.
I mean, to my knowledge, though, since the beginning of time, it's always been like death-defying to give birth. Like
it's literally a traumatic experience.
Yeah,
it's literally
and that's why women are just stronger than men emotionally, physically, in so many ways.
Honestly, if we're being 100, the only thing men have with women is physical strength.
Yeah, and that's something. Because Ronda Rousey will beat the shit out of both of us right now, nigga. If Ronda Rousey came in here, I ain't gonna lie. We try to jump her, I ain't gonna lie. You know she'll knock us both out, right?
Yeah, okay.
So you're not going for it. Nah, I swear, shout out to my boy Webb. Listen, my boy Webb, I forgot who he was wrestling. He does MMA and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? He be with the Gracie family, which apparently is like a big family in the whole MMA, like I think it's jiu-jitsu, like Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Yeah,
jiu-jitsu.
They're heavy on that. So he does a lot of grappling and shit. You feel me? He's elite. He didn't want professional with the shit. So he was telling me he was sparring MMA because he does do striking and shit too, just to be sharp and be all around, you know what I'm saying, martial artist. But he was telling me he was fighting against, I think her name is Amanda something. I don't know, but she fights.
Oh yeah. I think I know.
And
she attached. Yeah, I think.
I'm not sure.
I think I know.
Just remember he was telling me she had fought Ronda Rousey and gave her a pretty good run for money real quick. And you know Ronda Rousey's a fucking dog. So he was just telling me that they were wrestling and he would get the best of her every time. Like as far as wrestling, physical strength, like grappling, he had her. But when they was on them 2 feet and Shorty put her hands up, nigga said he couldn't land. He could not hit her. And the whole time she's hitting him, and of course, I mean, like she's much less strong, so it wasn't like she wasn't about to knock him out. But he was like, "Yo, bro, put me in a real fight where she was actually trying to hurt me." He was like, "Bro, she knocked me out for sure, because there's nothing I could do. For every one punch he would try to land, she didn't hit her with 4 or 5, and that's just trying to land." You feel me? But then again, he wasn't. That's not his forte. The striking.
But still, it's.
I say that to say, nigga, don't underestimate it.
I'm not underestimating.
The MMA females, you ever seen Ronda Rousey's shoulders? Bitch like this, bro.
Listen, if 1-on-1, she probably give me. But if we jump her, I don't know about that. That's all I'm saying. If it's 2-on-1,
listen, if we jumping first, I'm not hitting her. Cause listen, I'm not.
I don't hit women. Listen. So we don't hit women.
But listen, you put her in the octagon with some gloves on, and I see her I see her do you in bad. Yeah, I'll run into the say.
Nah, she probably will.
I'm trying to tell you, bro. She'll fuck you up. She too
but two of us together. Nah, I'm not
taking my chances because the second I see her go boom and drop you, you already stronger than me. I'm like, this ain't gonna go well. You feel me? Now it's a 1-on-1. Now I'm about to get stomped out by you feel me, Ronda Rousey or son with her bare feet.
This moment,
right? Like for real though.
But honestly, I think
shout out to all the women though. When we go back into it,
really, shout out.
I like y'all the real MVPs. Y'all make the world go round.
Literally, I really think the only thing we have as a gender is strength. I think that's the only thing we have with women because everything else, like,
yeah,
they have everything.
They have everything. They're more ferocious. They're more defensive.
And as I was talking, we were talking about on an earlier episode, as far as they're more in tune their emotions,
100%.
to their emotions than we are.
Yeah.
Because
and we're
so
communicate it better than we do, 1,000%, almost all the time.
Yeah.
Like in comparison, like generally, women are just way more developed in every fucking way.
Yeah. No,
like
seriously,
literally, like
you're
even
right.
down to when you were a kid. Like remember being in like elementary school. And all the girls were taller than us.
Oh, all the,
you know what I'm saying? All the girls were taller
they
than us.
mature first.
Right,
they
that's
mature.
because by 10, 11, that's the end of their growth. They don't get no taller sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And same way, they might have their period at 9, 10, 11.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying?
Crazy. And we still adolescent little boys.
We don't have no pubic hair. We don't got nothing. Motherfucker still ain't catch his first nut till about 7th grade. I'm like, what the fuck? That shit, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Nah, you're right.
So we developed so much later, and we don't get growth spurts till 13, 14. Some dude, I remember seeing niggas like, shout out to Jalen Johnson, cut like a diamond. I remember Jalen was like 5'8" when he graduated.
He was.
You see Jalen right now, he's like 6 foot. I'm like, how the
he
fuck
is, like, how?
you grow 4 inches as an adult? Like, as a grown-ass man, you graduated 5'8", and all of a sudden now you see him, this nigga's 5'11", 6 foot. It's like, it's crazy to see men grow later on. Like LeBron, nigga grew 2 inches since he got in the NBA. Like,
it doesn't make any sense.
It's fucking crazy.
It doesn't make any sense. But no, you don't see women with great growth spurts like that.
Nah,
you don't really see that.
Not at all. Most of them tap out, but they cap out at like 12 years old.
Yeah, legit.
Like most of them, they'll be 5 feet, 5'2", 5'3", 5'6" by then.
And then
that shit stops growing right then and there.
But yeah, no. But just hold back to this abortion thing. But women are literally like the rock to everything.
Nah, word. And it's crazy because they're always being, you know what I'm saying, they're always being put under the rock. They're always thrown under the bus. They always have to take, you know what I'm saying, they have to take the most, which is why they are the strongest though. You know what they've had to deal with this whole time.
What they've had to endure in general, even throughout history, just being women.
Right. And men, we've had everything catered to us for the longest, you know what I mean? But who knows? I feel like maybe it used to be reversed 30,000. I don't know, because I really believe you reap what you sow and everything comes back in full circle. So I feel like they're going through whatever they've been going through for these thousands of years because they used to run this shit the way we started running this shit. I firmly believe shit like that.
Honestly, we don't know. We have to realize written history. We only know up to like 7,000 years ago, 8,000 years ago.
Right. That's when they started actually
keeping. Well, that we know of.
Right.
The records that we
and that's
discovered
assuming that
everything.
these niggas is really translating these hieroglyphics and shit correctly. Because nigga, what you mean that means house, tree, cat? Like you don't know that shit. Those are just a couple of squiggly lines on a piece of fucking.
Nah, you'd be surprised though when you actually do research and you feel me. If you do years and years of research and you start to catch on. But we only know like last 7,000, 8,000 years of written history. So anything before that is up in the air for us.
Yeah,
anything could be possible. So I don't put that past nobody.
Yeah, that actually is fucking amazing. See, that's crazy. That's really not that long ago.
It's really not, bro. What is that? That's BC. We're talking 3,000 BC, 4,000 BC. Dude, I don't know anything. I didn't know anything written before then, like that we know of.
Yeah,
that we can put the date to, like this person lived here this time, and
all I know is like the first civilization I think was like Mesopotamia or some shit like that, wasn't it? Like something like that.
I don't know.
I remember niggas was writing shit on papyrus. It was all crazy shit. This is like 6th grade. I don't know why, but history was always my favorite class. That shit felt like a movie. Like I was always just saying, man, like
you know me, I love my history.
Yeah. We always end up going into that fucking into a history segment because it's way too easy because history repeats itself. Like it goes back to me just saying things go full circle. It's like, man, if you listen to history, you gonna know what's gonna come up next. You should already see what's coming up next. Like when I see the pandemic and the way they was printing out money, I think about like Germany back in World War II when they were printing out money and their money became nothing. It meant nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
And their dollars crashed. Whatever.
Right down to tubes.
It went right down to nothing. They were literally burning money to stay warm because it was more of a means to survive physically than it was a means to be able to pay yourself.
I remember
out
that
of the
Fresh
situation.
Prince episode. Wow, that was crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Like that shit is crazy because now, fast forward 70, 80 years later, here we are, pandemic, the dollar's crashing, inflation is crazy, Happy Meals is $8. This shit is crazy.
Is it really?
Nigga, Happy Meals used to be $1, nigga.
Happy Meals is really $8?
If you go to
know.
city, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you go to New York City, bro, a Happy Meal costs you 7 and some change, bro.
Yeah,
this shit is crazy. You go to downtown, bro, 7 and some change.
That's
shit
crazy.
Is wild. And matter of fact, fuck the Barclays Center, because I'll never forget. I went to the Barclays Center, bro. I ordered chicken tenders and fries, my nigga. That shit was $38, bro. It was 4 tenders, fries, and then the drink was like $15. I literally spent $60 on chicken tenders and french fries, bro, with a drink.
I'm not gonna lie. That's the toughest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful. Inflation at like sporting events has always been fucking crazy.
Because you're they don't allow anything in, so you are.
Yeah, you have no choice. They have a monopoly on this shit.
Yeah, they have a monopoly on everything, just like theme parks, all that.
Yeah, oh my God.
They have you can't bring anything in, and you're trapped. You're there for hours.
Bro,
trapped.
I was just at the fucking Meadowlands State Fair. They were charging niggas $9 for lemonade. $9
for a regular size lemonade is crazy.
Yeah, that's fucking stupid. Nah, I swear to God, it was this. You know the number of people I was watching go up to the thing. They were like, "It's $9 for one." They're like, "Yeah," niggas just walking away. I'm like, "Nigga, $9 for a beverage? It's crazy." You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, no, that's why I love history, because history. I think of it as like dot connecting.
Yeah,
everything is because of a reason.
Once you make it relate to what's going on in today's day,
there's no real coincidences. Shit. There's no real coincidences. Once you actually know history, it's no real like, okay, this is because this and that because that. Oh, that happened then, which happened this, which happened this. Okay, this is why this is today. So you know, if you look back, it's always. It's interesting, and the problem is a lot of it is hidden as well. You have to actually,
a lot of it is hidden, and that's why I'm fascinated. As much as like it's definitely fuck Hitler, I'm fascinated by how he took control of a whole country the way he did, and it's that hidden. It was what you were saying when things are hidden. It was that hidden hatred motherfuckers already had, which reminds me of exactly what Trump did in the 4-year reign that he had. Like
he was obviously it's fuck Hitler, but he was a genius. He was absolutely genius.
I be wanting to know German. Like I want to speak German just to hear what the fuck he was saying. Like I want to translate and hear exactly what he was saying. That got all these motherfuckers riled up. That had niggas thinking that what he was saying was the right thing. He was a leader. And if you do it by the numbers, the shit that he was able to do. Well, it's fascinating.
It was. You have to realize what was going on in Germany at the time. You know, their economy was tanking, and they had a lot of they were basically blaming the minorities for their current economic situation. Right. And when you're looking for something to believe in, looking for something to grasp onto, and somebody's there and talks with such command. Yeah. You know. It's not that. He was a great orator.
Yeah, that's the thing. He was out there screaming.
He was a great orator.
He wasn't out there talking like a regular president that's just trying to be calm. You know what I'm saying? Obama had the smoothest voice with this shit. He paused every 3 words. You know what I'm saying? This nigga was he was bugging. Like he was out there aggressive. And niggas was all right, let's go.
And when you're such encapsulated with your national pride, and somebody's up there speaking about national pride,
that's that Trump shit.
And
you see where it's relating. It sounds like Trump.
That's what I'm saying.
Sounds like Trump.
And you're not in the best position. Mm-hmm. You're not, financially.
Right. It's easy to take that blame on somebody.
It's easy to look at. It's easy to look at all. And let's think about in America before World War II. People act like Jews weren't considered minorities in this country. Jews, Germans, Italians, they were minorities. Yep. They weren't considered white until they were not considered white
at all, right? And if you Sicilian, you definitely wasn't considered white. They call them moolies and shit, Moulians and shit. I didn't even know it was that deep.
You ain't even really Italian.
Yeah, right. So and that's why they had their own flag. Shout out to Sicily and all that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the mob and my boy Carmine and all that. Now that I got my man's Carmine, they came over here in 2013. That nigga, the first nigga I ever seen put cigarette, tobacco in weed and shit, make it a spliff. He was the first nigga I seen wearing skinny sweatpants. Like, he was doing so much shit that I didn't see coming. I'm like, oh, shit. Fast forward 5-6 years later, that's all you see. I haven't seen a baggy pair of sweatpants since 2013. Literally, since the True Religion and Polo era, for real. Like,
I remember
he was
that
ahead
era.
of the curve, but that's because fashion and shit all comes from over there.
Yeah, all comes from Italy and all that.
But yeah, like you was just saying, they wasn't even considered white till recently.
The potato famine in Ireland.
Hold on, this nigga, bro, you a really annoying ass nigga. But what are you talking about, potato famine, dog?
The potato famine in Ireland. A lot of the Irish immigrated over to America.
Right.
They were considered minorities. Right. Them, the Italians.
Right. They ended up on Ellis Island. Shout out to Statue of Liberty and all that.
And what happened to their situation? Once they were considered white, they were given the police departments. They were given the fire departments.
What?
And then they start unionizing. They gave them an economic base once they became white in society. That's why a lot of Italians. That's why a lot of.
How do I sign up? I'm trying to be white because I'm trying. I'm trying to get this loan, and you feel me? I feel like it's not gonna work until I can convince niggas that I'm white. Do I gotta change my name? How I do that? Not a word. Because what you mean they became white? What you mean?
No, you mean in society when they weren't considered minorities anymore.
What?
When
the fuck?
Because at one point they were discriminated against.
You know, it's a great movie, yo. While we're talking about this topic, Gangs of New York. Go check that shit out.
That's a great movie.
Check out Gangs of New York. It's all about exactly what you're talking about. It's about the whole immigration process and how all those countries were sending immigrants over to New York because it was the closest thing to that part of Europe, and they would end up on Ellis Island, which is where the Statue of Liberty is right now. And then from there, they were literally sent out to different parts. Like they sent the Italians over to Jersey and Staten Island.
That's why there's so many Italians in this area.
And then Brooklyn, and then you got the Irish and everybody else. They mixed them through Queens, and you know what I'm saying. They and it's crazy because Gangs of New York was based on how all those different cultures had to
come together. Yes, in order to survive.
Yeah, that's fucking dope.
And guess what? That's what black people been doing.
Damn.
But they weren't given an economic base like they were.
Damn.
So think about it.
And you know what I don't understand though? Like they gave Jewish people reparations, if I'm not mistaken.
Jews got reparations.
Right. So.
Oh, I don't even want the.
Now we gonna get into it. What you mean, bro? You listen.
I can go on a whole episode talking about the reparations thing.
Talk to me, because I was just watching a comedian. I forgot who it was off the top of my head, but he was just talking about it. Like he said the pandemic, it showed you exactly why they're not giving niggas reparations. He said you gave niggas $10,000 check and niggas is buying Clase Azul and Dykeman and smoking hookah every weekend.
No, that was an error. Yeah, that was.
Bro, I haven't seen a Clase Azul bottle on Instagram in over a year.
Since the pandemic.
Word
that's a fact, yo.
Clase Azul, what's the other shit? 1942. Bro,
yes,
come on, bro. You hadn't seen a bell on that bottle in years, nigga. That shit is like $140 retail at the store. What? That shit is like a band in the club.
$1,200 check? Oh, we running it out.
Yo, bro, you haven't seen that, and that's exactly what they said. It's like, listen, we gave y'all niggas loans, and all y'all ended up doing is fucking it up on bullshit, and now you broke again. And it's actually really sad, because I was saying that shit from the beginning of the pandemic. I'm like, yo, bro, in about 2-3 years, we gonna see who had a plan. Because a lot of people is down bad right now, and them loans is coming back. Like,
they coming back. They hitting hard too.
They hitting hard.
People think out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, people think out of sight, out of mind.
This not gonna matter.
And you got to remember, man. Listen, these folks play a little different. You know what I'm saying? Crimes have certain guidelines until they see a bunch of niggas doing it. Now they changing laws and all of a sudden it's a 10-year sentence.
That's how marijuana was illegal.
Nigga, marijuana. Yo, I was just watching.
That's how marijuana came. Marijuana was first. It wasn't used recreationally in America. It came over from the Mexicans. The Mexicans were the ones who used it recreationally. Before then, we called it cannabis.
Oh.
We only called it marijuana because
marijuana has Spanish facts.
They're trying to demonize it.
You learn something new every day.
They're trying to demonize, and then the Mexicans came to America. Right. And they started smoking it.
First of all, the Mexicans was here, and they ain't come nowhere. We in they shit. Let's talk about it. But.
And we say America like North and South America don't exist. Mm-hmm. That's besides the point.
Definitely besides the point.
But what I was saying is they came into America and they started smoking it recreationally.
Right.
And they're minorities, and the whole basis was once it started catching on, I forgot. There's one guy who was head of. There was one guy who was head of so much advertising back in the day, but basically through the advertisements they started saying that black women wanted to sleep with white women based off marijuana.
Black women?
Black men wanted to sleep with white women based off.
Oh, that's a good way to get some shit outlawed.
No, seriously. and that's been the premise. That's been that right there has been the premise for so much.
What?
That
weed makes you want to fuck white women?
Bro, look it up.
Niggas
they have ads
Listen,
for that.
I don't ever question nothing you say. You can tell me the sky's yellow, nigga. I'll be like, yeah, the sky yellow today.
No, that's how marijuana became illegal, because the Mexicans and the ads saying that black men want to sleep with white women. The obsession with black men sleeping with white women has been the trope, and there's been so much that came off of that.
Bro, I be wondering, like, yo, who was the first black dude to do a porno fucking a white girl? Like, who was the first brother to get on camera to fuck a white woman? Because that's the brave. He needs a statue. That nigga need a statue in Harlem. He need a monument, because this nigga's brave. Because think about that shit. Being the first one to fuck a white woman on camera? Selling it?
Yep.
Showing it. Oh my God.
That has literally been the premise for so much. That's the trope that black men are bigger than every other man because of that trope. It's all because the big black man. It's all because of that. King Kong is based off of that. King Kong was based off a boxer. Boxer in the early 1900s who had his name was Jack. I forgot his last name, but he had a relationship with two different white women.
What?
King Kong is based off of
white woman. Oh,
going after the white women. That's what King Kong is based off. That whole trope.
God damn, that's racist.
Of course, come on now.
What the fuck?
Everything, bro. Everything.
And they got him taking over New York City.
Taking over New York City.
Oh, shit.
Yes, that's what King Kong. Oh. His name was Jack. I forgot his last name, but he had.
Y'all Google it at home.
Early 1900s, he had two relationships with white women at the time. At one point in his life. So they were like, "Oh, word!"
Insane. I mean, I always did. There was like very racist connotations in movies like King Kong, like, and then you can see it. That's but like when you relate it to an actual name and a story, that's fucking
literally
insane.
Going after a white woman and climbing on top of the Empire State Building. That the premise is based off of that boxer.
I was just watching the video. I, if I'm not mistaken, they built the Empire State Building in like fucking 13 months.
I didn't know that.
All them skyscrapers down, and like all them skyscrapers in New York City. I forget the first one. It almost looks like a church. It has like a green a top to it, like a green pointer. That used to be the highest building in the world at one point. And then the people that built the Empire State Building was like, fuck out of it. We built something way bigger. So they made some shit with like 20 more stories, because the Empire State Building I think has like 103 or some shit like that, and that other building had like 70 something. So they shitted on them. And actually no, first it was that building I'm talking about with the green shit. Then if I'm not mistaken, it was the Chrysler Building. It was like, oh, we got some shit for y'all niggas. And they made some shit with like barely 80. It was like 70 something floors, but like the top like 8 floors are just literally nothing in the Chrysler Building. Like the floors that you see with all the beautiful glass and the triangles and all that shit is nothing in there. You know what I'm saying? But then the Empire State Building, they put that shit and they threw that big ass antenna on it just to make sure they threw some emphasis on like, nigga, that's what we got here. Nigga, fuck out of here. You feel me?
Nah, I didn't even know that.
But they were built. I say all that to say that but they were in such a rush. It was like an arms race. Like it was just to shut their stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know how the male ego goes.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't gonna let this motherfucker outbuilding me. Of course not. My shit. Like fuck out of here. So that's why you see these giant skyscrapers.
What they say is a dick measuring contest.
Yeah, right. They call it a pissing contest, right? That's what they say. You get into this pissing contest. Sure. Yeah. That's exactly what that was. But that's what built places like New York City. You know what I'm saying? It was just literally that need for it. You know.
But that's crazy. But we talked about so much. Before World War II, I was saying how Jews, Italians, and
they were the minority.
Irish were minorities.
Right.
Once America saw what Hitler was doing, they were like, "Yeah, he's wilding." So you guys okay with us now? So, but they want to make it seem like that they were discriminated against in here. So I just want to let people know that that's not true at all. You know, that they weren't considered minorities, but they were. But Hitler was wild, and they were like, "Okay, you guys are cool with us now." They were,
because I remember I was listening. I'm about to offend a lot of people possibly, but I don't mean to. It's just for educational purposes. But I know that they was calling like wops, guineas.
Yeah.
Mad. They had mad racist terms, so it makes sense. It was the equivalent to saying the N-word with the ER to a motherfucker. Like it's the same thing. Like and it used to be offensive. Of course, people like you said, once they were considered white and they got their privileges, all of a sudden none of that shit matters.
And they were given an economic base.
Yeah, and WAP, I think WAP was like without papers. Like that's what it stands for. Like shit is mad racist.
Nah, I know. I heard of WASP before.
Shit is wild racist.
but that just goes to show that it's all arbitrary. It's all what others base it on. It has no real merit in it when you think in the long run.
Yeah,
you know?
man. Like that. My mom used to say, "It's not what you call, it's what you answer to." You know what I'm saying? That's a ding.
No,
Feel
legit.
better
Like,
for real.
it's all a social construct. Like,
Yeah.
okay, now you're considered white. Now you get all these privileges. Oh, hooray! You know, feel me?
Damn, that's deep.
People
That's
don't even
deep.
know that.
But like I said before, man, you reap what you sow. They say that the Jewish people were enslaved for thousands of years, you know what I'm saying? And then boom, bam, bop, ha. Come to the forefront. Now they running shit in America. You know what I'm saying? They run a lot of shit in America. Not all of it, but they got their pockets and that's their shit.
Well, a lot of people don't know Jews were black. Jews used to be black.
The original Jews. That's what I heard. I heard the Hebrew Israelites.
I
knew a little bit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Hebrew
Shout out to
Israelites.
Kodak Black, because Kodak Black's a Hebrew Israelite. It's real shit.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and really Joe's pops, shout out to Joe Tats, his pops is if I'm not mistaken, Hebrew Israelite. I don't want to be wrong on that. But I was like, when he first told me this in like 2013, I was like, what? Your pop's Jewish? He's like, nah, Hebrew Israelite. And then he broke it down to me, but he was like 14, I was like 17, I wasn't even trying to. I was like, you got it. You know what I mean? It wasn't until later on. I was like, oh, he was dead ass. You know what I mean? I started catching on. I'm like, this shit is amazing. Like when you really think about the shit. But like, I mean, the description of Jesus in the Bible is he's black. They say skin of bronze, hair of wool.
Hair of wool. Yeah.
I don't know no white people with skin of bronze and hair of wool. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Unless they mix with something. And that case.
That's very true. But it just goes to show when we talk about the World War II timeline how crazy it is. Like, oh, boom, now this happened, now you're considered this now.
Yeah,
you know, when you weren't
crazy.
always considered this. You know,
a lot of shit. Just when you, like I said, you look back at it, it's like, whoa. Like, how the fuck did we get here? And then World War II, like, the fact that they've been threatening a world war for the rest, like, our whole lives now, is like, yo, World War III is coming, it's around the corner. Like, I be feeling like we closer to that shit now more than ever.
It's really,
like,
you feel me?
Yeah,
it's
because so many countries are down bad.
Occupation
this
in
pandemic
Ukraine
shit was real.
Occupation in Ukraine with Russia, you feel me? We not having that.
See, I'm not even too, honestly, I'm really not too fine with what's going on out there.
So,
I'll be 1,000 with you.
So the premise is, Ukraine back in the day was part of Russia, the USSR.
Yeah, I knew that. Right.
Now they're an independent country, and the Ukraine was considered being part of the United Nations. From what I know, considered being part of the United Nations.
That's like that big room where they got a bunch of people sitting at these giant desks and everybody got like a little flag in front of their shit repping their hood.
Yes.
All right, cool.
Yes.
They got like representative for each country. That's what you're talking about. Okay, so they're officially considered a country if you're part of that. I'm assuming like.
But not every country is a part of it.
Oh shit, that's deep. Fuck you mean?
I don't think it's called the United Nations. It's called NATO.
Dang,
it's called NATO.
About NATO.
It's not called the United Nations. I'm about to say it's not the United Nations. It's called NATO.
Okay.
It's when it's a treaty of countries. They come together. They discuss certain things, whatever. And not all countries are part of it. And Russia's not a part of it. Russia's not jacking none of that. Yeah. And basically, Ukraine being right next to Russia, being an ally to the U.S., would be a threat to Russia. Think about it, because they're right next to it.
Right there.
It's right. It's real oppy right. Just like
it's like nigga, you on our land.
It's just like
us, so
just like Cuba with Russia in the U.S. Cuba's right next to the U.S.
Oh, wait a minute. Russia and Cuba got something going on. They got a fling. I'm not fucking with that.
They got a fling.
Cuba's too close.
I'm talking about with the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Right. Oh, yeah. Okay.
But it's just about proximity. It's about proximity. You can't have your ops right next to us. Feel me?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Obviously it goes in a lot of other political stuff, but I know that that NATO talks in the Ukraine, which is an ally to America, which is right next to Russia.
There's way too much politics in that shit.
It's all politics, and think about how it's all politics, and it's so unfortunate because we see. Actually, it's not unfortunate. I like the fact that we see all these Ukraine flags flying and all these Ukraine commercials and stuff. Donate Ukraine and everything. But what's going on in the rest of the world? Mm-hmm. It's happening everywhere else. Yeah. But we only care about Ukraine because they're an ally to the U.S. Right. Which we should care about Ukraine, but we should care about these other countries as well.
Yeah. You know, I have seen a lot of like back and forth, and people are like not saying fuck the Ukraine, but they're saying what you just said.
That's what I'm saying. It's not fuck the Ukraine.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm happy that Ukraine is getting what they need, the resources and the.
But they not, bro. Every day I go on YouTube and I see the news, and they doing worse and worse. They just had some other shit. And they just killed the Japanese like president or some shit, the prime minister.
They got boomed. He got boomed. You saw the video?
No, I didn't see the video. They got this shit on TikTok,
bro. They got the video.
This shit was on 4K?
Bro, on 4K. But the thing is, it was like some homemade gun. It was like, like mad smoking.
Fuck you mean a homemade gun, bro?
Look it up. Because they don't have a lot of guns. They don't have a lot of guns in Japan.
No, it's Japan. Them niggas
they're different. They have like 4 guns in the whole country. But what I was saying is, I'm glad. I'm not. I mean, Ukraine obviously needs help, but they're getting the exposure that they need to get the proper help.
Right.
You know what's going on? What we're not hearing nothing about Syria. We're not hearing nothing about East Africa.
I forgot all about
We're not
Syria.
hearing nothing about none of these countries. We're not hearing Palestine. What's going on? We're not hearing nothing because they're not allies of the U.S. And it's unfortunate. It's all about perspectives.
Ooh.
Think about it. The same thing's
That's that
happening.
propaganda shit,
Bro,
from
really,
since
for real.
forever.
The same thing happened in Ukraine. Happened in so many other places. The difference is that we're making it happen in all the other places.
Ooh, so you saying we are the culprits in other places?
Absolutely. We have our hands in everything.
Now you right.
We have our hands in everything. We are the policemen of the world. Everything we can get our hands into, we're into. We're in everything. Why do we have bases all over the world? Why do we have bases all over the world, in all the countries?
As they were saying for so long, like, yo, why if the war in Afghanistan was ended so long ago, why are we still in there?
War in Afghanistan. Who are we fighting?
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
Killed everybody over
What
there.
are you talking about?
We fucked
there
up.
has to have two different sides to have a war.
We whooped them niggas' ass.
And
Gaddafi,
they come on.
Gaddafi?
Oh, Gaddafi.
They whooped that nigga ass.
Gaddafi. Oh.
They beat that nigga ass on TV,
but
with subtitles.
But
I never seen no shit like that.
Nah,
I never seen that shit.
Oh man, I don't want to get into Gaddafi.
I don't know shit about Gaddafi. You could show me a picture of him right now. I wouldn't know if he was Gaddafi or a nigga from Brooklyn.
Well, I do know that Gaddafi pledged $1 billion to the black people in America.
How the fuck he do that?
Nigga, Gaddafi is a billionaire.
That doesn't surprise me. All
But
the Middle East motherfuckers got the bag.
of course, the U.S. Treasury.
Who he zelled that to? Who he zell a Billy to?
He was gonna sell it to
Hove? If it's not sending to Hove, I don't really want to hear that shit.
To
Rock Nation.
Nation Islam.
That's not Rock Nation. He did bad. See, that's why he dead. Because he didn't know who to pay. He had to pay Hove. Rock Nation would have had that deal cut out. You know what I'm saying? We would have had QC. You know what I'm saying? QCP would have been involved somehow.
QC, yeah, somehow.
300
Always.
Entertainment. We would have been good money.
Always.
But he don't want to pay the right people.
But,
who you say he paid?
Nation Islam.
Yeah, he did bad. Oh, the Nation of Islam. Oh, listen, we're not going to say nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the Islamic brothers. You know what I'm saying?
So he pledged $1 billion to black people in the U.S., but obviously the U.S. Treasury was like, nah, we're not having that. We can't have that. You can't do that.
Ooh, whoa! I just thought about it. That's an ill move though, because just like you said, we're going in and the whole having an ally right next to your ops. You pay the Nation of Islam to become your ally, and they're so close, they're in here. That's beyond close. They infiltrate.
They were going to get Nation of Islam $1 billion to delegate it to black people in America. Well, he was, but they was not having that.
Power move because he knew. He knew what.
And another thing that Gaddafi was going to do is, a lot of people don't know this. He was trying to unite the African countries into creating a currency backed by the resources. So guess what? We have all the resources. Guess what? We're not taking your yen. We're not taking your dollar. We're only taking what we're providing to give.
Oh, they had to boom that nigga. He had
what?
plans. That nigga had the vision.
All the other currency in the world would have dropped just like this.
100%.
100%. Because guess what? We have. If you want my water, you have to pay for it in my currency. That's what he wanted to do. And if you realize, we can't live without Africa. We can't live without the Congo. Cobalt and coltan, phone cases, your phone, jet engines, jet planes, everything. Everything comes out of the Congo that we need. That is literally Wakanda. Ding. That is literally Wakanda.
Like, ding.
The Congo is literally Wakanda.
What?
Literally vibranium. We can't have anything without the resources. So he wanted to build a currency backed by the resources. White folks is not having none of that. White folks is not having that.
Now, how long ago was it that he was trying to send that Billy to Hove?
I don't know. You gotta look it up. It's a fact though.
Because I know there's a fact that the Nation of Islam was being targeted from like Middle Eastern parties that were like trying to infiltrate. Because I know Larry Hoover, one of his biggest charges is working with the Middle East. And I remember in Chicago there was a whole they had a crazy ass like FBI situation, like it was crazy. Homeland Security had to get involved because I forgot exactly which Middle Eastern party it was. That whatever terrorist organization, they were reaching out to literally gangbangers like GDs and shit in Chicago. No, for real. And they armed them with like they were planning on arming them with like bazookas and all that type of shit.
That.
No, I swear you can.
No, bro, I believe you.
They were arming them with bazookas. They were writing letters back and forth. They were gonna send literally GD niggas from Chicago to go train on military style and teach them how to become terrorists. and they were paying them big money. Now I got to go do some research and come back next week's episode
and listen and see if that links up with the timeline.
That makes so much fucking sense.
I'm telling you,
that makes so much fucking sense.
So those two moves, he was trying to unite the money of Africa, and he was trying to send $1 billion to the Nation of Islam. White folks was like, we not having none of that. We can't have none of that. You can't deplete our dollars.
Damn.
You can't. So, yeah, a lot of people don't know that.
That's fucking.
A lot of people don't know that.
See but that's some whole other new world order shit.
That's what I'm saying.
They had to end that shit.
It would have shaken up everything. Everything would have been depleted.
But I feel like that type of shit will never happen. Like I feel
they can't have. They're not having that. I know it's never gonna happen. They're not having none of that.
Yeah, they ended that shit real
quick.
That's what happens when you try to stir this whole shit up like that.
That's what I'm saying.
They coming to kill you.
And people don't know that because it does. We're only getting fed the propaganda that they want us to know. So unless you actually do your research, you're not gonna know about that. You're just gonna, when you think of Gaddafi, you're gonna think of the child soldiers and all that. You feel me? The stuff that they promote about him. You feel me?
Yeah. Damn.
So
that child soldier shit is a whole.
That's a whole nother. That
shit is crazy, bro. You ever watch Beast of No Nation?
Nah, I heard of it. Never seen
with Idris Elba?
Never seen it.
You've never seen that?
All right, so that's I gotta get up on that.
Bro,
I gotta get up on
that. Movies that y'all gotta go watch. Beast of No Nation. That's on Netflix.
I gotta get up on that.
Fire, bro, fire. When I tell you the details, everything about that shit is crazy. And I actually just met somebody who he's a client of mine who was telling me he was a child soldier. Like, whether I told him to believe him or not, bro, I realized as I'm doing this tattoo, bro, this nigga has bullet wounds, stab markings, all types of crazy shit. Nigga was telling me he was tortured. Like, it was crazy because I'm like, I had to believe him at that point. And like seeing his whole name and everything, and it's crazy because his last name is Bangura, which is Rashid's name. And we knew, and Rashid's from Sierra Leone. He's from Sierra Leone. And I remember I asked him, I'm like, yo, you know some kid named Rashid? He was like, nah, my name is super popular and where I'm from, Sierra Leone. And I was like, oh, Sierra Leone. I'm like, that's where Blood Diamond is from. And then that's what it led into. Right, that's what led into that conversation. So it's not like he was just thirsty to tell me, yeah, I was a child soldier. I was just like, I just knew a little bit about the last name and where it's from.
Of course.
So I'm like,
you put it
shit.
Together,
I put it together, and then all of a sudden he just starts unraveling to me this fucking insane story. And the kid's like 25. He did like the last 7 years in jail because he came over here and didn't know how to just cope with being a normal kid no more. Like you put a motherfucker in here at 15, 16 years old and you expect him to be a teenager. It's like, nigga, he was just out there killing people.
He was a grown man.
He was out there killing. He was telling me, these niggas was force feeding kids heroin, dog. These niggas is 12 years old, smoking cigarettes, weed, doing heroin. Like, it's not smoking heroin.
Grown.
Like, they're lacing heroin into their cigarettes, all that shit, bro. It's different. And
different world.
Them motherfuckers is beyond just soldiers, bro. Them niggas is like robots at that point. Because you got a motherfucker injected with drugs. That's brainwashing.
That's brainwashing. Literally.
That shit is insane, dog.
Now I got you. You want drugs? Oh, now I got you.
Like, that's how, like, the shit, I don't want to mention the cartels too much because, listen, I'm sorry, but I do got to say, that's how they do all that sex trafficking shit, bro.
I knew that.
They kidnap somebody.
And they drug them.
They literally drug them. They hit you with this needle, this heroin. Like, you understand how strong these drugs are. They hit you with heroin one time. By tomorrow, you addicted. They hit you with that shit tomorrow, then the next day, then the next day.
And
then by the fourth day, you are a fiend.
You are, yeah.
And guess what? They tell you, go sit in that motel room, wait till somebody come knocking, make sure y'all open the door, da-da-da-da-da, and they'll have 10, 20 motherfuckers running in that shit, 100 a pop, and they doing that shit. These motels all through these little rural areas, bro, you would never know. It's whole prostitution rings.
All of them.
Because I know a couple people that work in hotels. And
that's a fun fact, all of them.
And all these hotels, bro, is prostitution rings on the low. And the government be knowing.
The government's behind it.
The police be knowing.
Behind it.
They be 100% with that shit.
Behind it.
That shit is scary,
they got their
bro.
money in it. That's why they don't care about it.
It's fucking terrifying.
Westine Maxwell. That's what we were just talking about.
Mm-hmm. That shit is absolutely crazy.
She got convicted of child sex trafficking to nobody.
Yeah,
why is that? Because it's everybody. All the top people, it's everybody. Damn. That's why. That's why the book will not be given out to the public. The judge was like, no.
Yeah, we're not giving.
The public will not be able to see this because it's everybody. They all have their hands into it, bro.
That's deep, bro.
It's very unfortunate, and we just brush it off.
Yeah.
And we just brush it
It's
off.
because it's also very easy to just go on about your life and not care about any of the things we be talking about.
Oh, absolutely.
It's very easy to just live your normal life. Don't care about that shit. Don't none of that shit impact you, and just let life go by you. But like, I feel like it's super important to know these things because I be on my P's and Q's everywhere I go, and shit. That's why I be terrified I have a daughter because it's like, yo, bro, there's so many evil forces out there.
So many evil people, bro.
Right.
Like,
it's so many forces out there that could just, oh man, could destroy so much. That's why life's so valuable. That's why first thing we said in this episode, man, we just grateful to be here. We just grateful to be here. We woke up today. We gotta be grateful to be here, bro, because there's so many people that don't have that opportunity.
And it all circles back to what we're talking about today. Women, you know, what they have to go through being a woman.
Yeah, constantly.
Dave
Chappelle said some ill
what they
shit.
all have to. What they all have, yo.
Bro, Dave Chappelle was explaining how he used to do when he was a kid. He used to do comedy shows for drug dealers on some like little pocket money on the side, and sometimes they would send him with a bunch. They would cash him out and give him nice amounts of money. And one time, the dude gave him like $5,000 in cash, and this is like the fucking early '90s when $5,000 was like $50,000. You know what I'm saying? And this is in the hood. He's living in New York City or something at the time. If I'm not, I think he was in D.C. or New York City. Regardless, I know he's from D.C. But he was saying that. They gave him a book bag with $5,000. He puts it on his bag, and he said the whole train ride home he was fucking terrified because for the first time in his life he knew he had something that motherfuckers would kill him for, and that's what it feels like for women to be a woman and have a vagina because all day you're walking around with something people will kill you for.
Yo.
And when he said that shit and he analyzed it that way, I was like,
think about it, yo. They have to think about stuff that we don't have to think about. Like if you're a woman, you attractive everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Yo, you got to be on your P's and Q's.
Like
you don't know.
Motherfuckers might try to drug you at the club.
You don't know if
shit.
like making sure your drink is okay. Like we don't got to think about that. You feel me?
Yeah, we don't, but we do.
We do, but not really. Not really.
Yeah, nowhere near as much as like, especially if you're an attractive woman.
That's what I'm saying. If I don't give this guy my number, he might kill me. That's literally in the forefront of their minds. Yeah. There'd be articles about that all the time. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Like, it's really, yo, what they have to, like, that is crazy. It's crazy.
Nah, it is, though. It really is. It really is. It's a double-edged sword, too, because with that same sentiment, man, sometimes they give in the world. You know what I'm saying?
That's
some people
very
want
true.
to take care of them, but... Hey, man.
That's very true, but it's
you gotta pick and choose your battles sometimes.
And
everybody got
also,
their own shit they going through that they got to deal with to go through life. Period.
And that's also besides never mind the childbirth. That's also what makes them strong because they have to go out and live with that all like it's normal, like it's everyday thing. You feel me? Like it's none of them. We don't have to think about half the stuff they got to think about. Just like if you were handicapped, you feel me? If a building doesn't have a ramp, you don't have to think about that. We just walk up the stairs. Yeah. That's not something we have to constantly think about if they have a handicap ramp for us.
Nah, facts.
You feel me?
Facts.
But it's the truth. It's the truth of some people's living. You know?
Yeah. I remember I had helped this blonde woman like last year. I was actually going to your house that day. I remember. I helped this blonde woman, and because I seen her walking on the street when, like, she was literally walking on the street. It was like 9 o'clock. Sun was going down, and she's walking with a stick. That's the only reason why I knew she was blonde, because I was coming from behind her. And I remember she was in the street, but like you could tell she was walking perfectly parallel to the sidewalk. So in my head, I'm like, oh, she probably thinks she's on the sidewalk. You know what I'm saying? So I literally pull over because like I said, she had the stick.
You was driving?
Yeah, I was driving. So I literally pull over and I'm like, I hop out. Mine is a main road on Teaneck Road. If anybody knows Teaneck, New Jersey, it's a main road like any road anywhere else. And mad cars. So as I pull over, I walk up to her, I'm like, excuse me, I'm like, I don't mean to offend you because I don't know how to approach the situation, but like, do you know you're in the middle of the street, kind of? And she's like, oh, really? I'm sorry, no. She's like, I'm a little lethargic right now. She's like, I haven't got my medication. And then I realized she had the wristband on. She had just came from the hospital. Ironically, we were right in front of Holy Name Hospital.
You were right by Holy Name?
We were right in front of Holy Name Hospital, and she tells me, like, he's like, I really got to take this medicine, but I can't until I eat. He's like, and then right now, he's like, I'm a little lethargic, which kind of means like delirious people.
Yeah.
So she's like kind of losing it, and she's elder. She had to be like in her 60s. You know what I'm saying? And then so I'm like, do you need me to help you like to get you anywhere? Like, are you lost? She was like, I forgot what she thought she was at. She was like, am I in Richfield? And I'm like, nah, you're like 4 towns over to the right. Like you're in Teaneck. And she's like, oh, I'm supposed to meet my daughter at the bus stop in Richfield. I'm like, that's not where you at right now. So let me help you figure out where you going. So and all that shit turned into me hanging out with her for like 30 minutes having a real conversation. I ended up driving her to 7-Eleven to get her some food. And as I'm driving her there, as we get out the car, I remember she's like, we're walking into the store, and she's like, make sure you tell me where the curb is. And she was like, make sure you tell me where the little parking. What's that shit called? The little you know that little yellow thing they put in front of the parking spot so you don't run over it or like run to the store. She was like, make sure you let me know where that's at, and make sure you let me know where the curb is. And I'm like, yo, it's the little things. Like you were just saying, the ramp coming up to a building. If you're handicapped, you don't think about that.
You don't think about that unless you're handicapped.
This woman would not like. She could literally fall, trip, and really injure herself off the slightest thing that we just walk right over that and walk right in the store. And it's like it's fucking insane. And even like help her to get what she wanted. She was telling me she needed some sugar, so she needs a gum. And she was like, but I really want this certain kind of gum. She was literally describing this shit to me. She was like, it kind of feels like a Vaseline tube. It's like this big. I can't close my hand if I have it all in my hand, so it's that size. I'm like, what the fuck? She was like, yeah. She's like, it's watermelon and something flavored. I'm like, all right, cool. And I dead ass was like, going through the shelves, like, handed it to her. I'm like, it's this one. It's this one. And by the third one, we finally got, she's like, oh, it's this one. It's this one. Yo, she opened it, smelled it. I'm like, yo, this is fucking crazy.
Wow.
Because it's like, yo, if you want to go to the simplest thing, like going to the store and like seeing what you want to buy, it'd be almost impossible for her. Like she would literally be in there for minutes, if not hours. Just in regular stuff. Right. And then they're prideful people like anybody else, and they're like, they don't need no help.
They don't need no
because
help.
They really don't. She'll figure it out eventually.
Yeah, but it's not. But
and they're perfectly patient with that. And like that little interaction, but I was so grateful for that because it really gave me some perspective.
Yes, the perspective.
And it's like, yo, bro, this woman could have been. Who knows? She could have got easily hit by a car. It was nighttime. Nobody was seeing. Cars were coming from behind her. You couldn't even see the reflector on the stick for real.
It could have been hectic with her trying to get her, with her daughter.
So yeah, we ended up calling her, her daughter. You know what's crazy, yo? It was fucking wild. When she got in my car, she was talking to me. She was like, "You Dominican?" I was like, "Get the fuck out of here." I shit you not, bro. When she got in my car, first thing she said, she's like, "You Dominican?" I'm like, how'd you know that? And she was like, "I can kind of tell by your accent." I was like, "I have an accent?" Nobody's ever told me I had an accent. I was like, I have an accent? She was like, yeah, just a little bit. I'm like, oh shit.
See,
And then she was talking to me, she was like, you got any kids? I'm like, yeah. Yo, I shit you not, bro. I showed her a picture of myself. I don't know if that's like a blind thing for them to always say this, but she was like, oh my God, he's so handsome. I'm like, stop it. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, of course, my son is the most handsome little boy in the world. So I'm like, yo, I don't fuck. I'm like, nah, you fucking with me. I'm like, she must say that to everybody when you ask for a picture of the kid. Because I'm like, it's fucking wild to think of a blind person asking for a picture of your kid. It's like, get the fuck out of here. That shit is wild to me. But it gave me some perspective. We ended up calling her daughter, and I dropped off at a bus stop literally right in front of the 7-Eleven. I was like, you'll be safe here. You're good right here. Her daughter was on her way anyway from work and shit. And you know what I'm saying? Long story short, she ended up getting home safe that day, but like I said, it gave me some perspective. I mean, I came to your house mind blown. Like I could not stop talking about it. I don't know if you remember that.
No, I remember.
I literally sat there and it was like a round table discussion. I had to tell the whole basement, like, yo, bro, do you know what I just went through? This is fucking crazy.
You told me. You like,
I was like, yo, this is fucking crazy. But like I said, it made me feel the type of way because it's like, yeah, what you said before, bro. You don't know what other people going through. You have no idea.
Yeah, women have to go through, and you have to realize. Any woman you speak to, it doesn't have. It could be platonically. They all have stories about, some crazy guy. They all have stories about that.
That's a big thing.
I was with my friend. Like it's.
Listen, Kendrick Lamar touched on a deep, deep subject that people are not ready for in his last album, bro. And he's talking about what you said. Girls always have these crazy stories about. Listen, man, the amount of people that are molested as children, dog. Like I hate to get super negative, but it's a reality and it's something in our culture, bro. And Kendrick touched on it, and he was just saying like, bro, it's something that's not spoken about because people are so scary and they don't want to talk about it, or especially even little boys. Like boys get molested damn near just as much, and they really never want to talk about it because
that's
the most emasculating thing you can speak on. Like, yeah, I got touched.
Emasculating thing. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. That's a sad. It's really sad. It's a sad reality. And Kendrick was talking about how like it was bred into us, and it comes down from even the slave days, and where the you know what I'm saying, master and all them would rape the slaves and make them fuck each other to make more slaves and shit. Like they were forced to rape each other. They were forced to have incest. They were forced like, oh, you're the biggest slave, and your sister might be the prettiest. Well, y'all gonna have a kid. You know what I'm saying? And it actually breaks down another theory that I've always like been like doing like little research, my own personal research, but like the dominance of the black male athlete or just black athlete, I feel like it has a lot to do with the way that it was bred genetically to take the two strongest, you know what I'm saying, two strongest slaves to make a stronger baby. Like that shit right there, generations of that is why black people dominate all these sports, I feel like. You know what I'm saying? You can see it physically, you know what I'm saying? You can see that they're physically stronger, faster, you know what I'm saying? All that shit, it's visible.
Go to
the Olympics, who's winning every race?
That's a good point. No, that's a good
Go to every sport, for real. Look at it. it. You know what I'm saying? Almost every sport that has black people, because of hockey, of course, there's only like 4 or 5 black people in hockey right now. But niggas coming.
We coming.
Niggas coming. You know what I'm saying? Well, what Chris Rock said? He said, as soon as we find out how to heat up that pool, niggas is gonna be in the Olympics swimming, nigga. Listen.
Shout out PK Sabat, feel me?
Listen. That's a hockey player, right? I know you're talking about. Shout out to PK Sabat. Word. But listen. We gotta touch up on a lot of that shit because back to what I was saying with the whole what Kendrick had spoke about on that album, man. It was deep. It was fucking deep.
And that reminded me, you talked about it. Jamaica was the place where they would send all the bad slaves. Jamaica was the island that they would send all the bad slaves to.
Oh shit!
And the reason why the reason why Jamaicans are really don't like gay people is because of that. They would literally make a whole scene out of it.
Yeah. Had the whole.
They would take the biggest. They would take the biggest one and
rape them.
Yeah, in front of everybody.
Damn, bro.
That's why Jamaicans don't like gay people the way they go so hard about it.
Yeah, they're so homophobic about it.
Yes, they're very homophobic because of that.
Damn, bro. That's deep, and that's genetically rooted. That's fucking crazy.
Because they would literally, oh, you the biggest, baddest one out of all of them? Okay, come here, let me show you. And they would make a whole scene about it in front of everybody.
That's a hell of a fucking mind game, dog. Man, the things that humans did to humans throughout this lifetime is fucking crazy. But listen, it's been episode 19, man.
Thank you guys. Episode 19. We gotta go.
Hour is up. We done spoke on a million topics, bro. We want to say thank you to anybody that's tuning in, anybody that's been showing love, support. Once again, shout out to AV. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out AV for me. Free Gems mugs.
We appreciate you so much. Everybody that's tuned in, like I said, man, it's been episode 19 of the Free Gems podcast.
Thank you, guys.
Thank y'all so much. God bless. Have a great motherfucking rest of y'all week, man.
We out.